Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're going to be looking at your scariest horror movies and see if they actually scare me. I haven't made one of these videos since I first did one a couple months ago and it was so much fun making that video, so I want to do this one as well. Just a heads up, opinion warning, there are some hot opinions in this video. But I'm not a YouTuber who would lie to you guys. I'm just going to tell you straight up if I find a movie good, scary, I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And let's see if your movies scare the everlasting crap out of me or they make me fall asleep. This video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. You see what I did there? Was I kind of slick though? I can't see you because it's so dark and so sleepy in here. So not only was Manta Sleep nice enough to sponsor the video, they also sent me one of their highest quality sleeping masks that they sell currently. And one of the coolest parts about this mask in particular is that it has Bluetooth built into the sides of it, so you can listen to, like I do, fan noises when you go to sleep, and it's been a game changer. Literally everything on this mask is adjustable. It has cups on the inside to make sure that you're getting a full blackout sleep. My curtains are very thin. They're closed right now and they're supposed to be blackout curtains. And I wake up way too early sometimes depending on when the sun rises. So these really help me get my 8 hours that I need. It's completely dark, I can't see anything, and it keeps me asleep for hours. And also if you got some like wide eyes, you can just pop these babies off, move them up a little bit. There you wide eye suckers, now you can wear them. Even that girl from VHS with the huge wide open eyes, she can wear these now because they're adjustable. I don't know if I should just do the rest of the brand deal like this. The Manta Sleep people are probably like, why did we give this dude a brand deal? And the most important thing is that it is very comfortable. I am a side sleeper and I was worried that these little headphone things would make side sleeping kind of annoying because there's speakers in there, but I literally did not feel it at all. So overall, the Manta Sound Sleep Mask is high quality, has awesome features, super easy to set up and use, and also helps you sleep for hours on end. So if you want to improve your overall sleep experience, go to this link right here to get one. Use code Zeark for 10% off, or click the link in the description or the pinned comment. Hold up, let's pop this baby back on real quick. So with that being said, let's hop right back into the video, and yeah, I'm gonna go get some more sleep. Now, the Poopy Tapes is a movie that I got all the time, even before I started doing YouTube. I used to go on r/horror and I used to ask, what are some movies that are actually scary? And I would even look through some other posts of people asking that exact same question, and Poopy Tapes came up a lot. And like I said, even now, people are suggesting Poopy Tapes. Probably every single day I'll get a comment, once or twice. And I watched this movie a couple of years ago, probably around 2020, and then I rewatched it this month. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't get it. You are completely entitled to your own opinion, keep that in mind. Your opinion is correct, my opinion is correct, it's just what we think. I found this movie absolutely horrible, and this might actually be one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Now, I wouldn't say something like that without giving some sort of reason, so I'm gonna tell you my pros and cons about this film. So right off the bat, did I find this movie scary? Absolutely not even close. Now, before I dig further into this movie, let me tell you what it's about. So the Poopy Tapes is a fake documentary movie or mockumentary, and the synopsis for this film is that hundreds of videotapes of torture, murder, and dismemberment show a killer's decade-long reign of terror. Very interesting concept if done right. And unfortunately, I feel like this movie dropped the ball so hard on this. Maybe if they casted somebody else as the main killer, it could have worked. Maybe if they had a different team working on the editing department, it would work. And it's weird because I feel like the parts of the film that are actually good are not the tapes of the killer. I found the fake documentary format to actually be done pretty well. The acting on their end is pretty realistic. And I think some scenes like them initiating people into the FBI, showing them these tapes, some people aren't able to take it. That stuff is pretty interesting. But I don't know what the fuck the editing department was on when they put these Manhunt 2 filters over the videotapes that the killer filmed. I have never seen a camera look or act like this in my whole entire life, and I have had some very shitty cameras back in my days. It's hard to look at, it makes me nauseous, it's ugly, and on top of that, the acting makes it even worse. It is so easy to tell that this movie is not real. It does not hook you. If you showed this to somebody and told them it was real, I guarantee at some point they'd be like, Why does it seem like they're acting? My biggest gripe, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to be mean, is the killer in this film. He is so over the top. He is like a fucking Gotham character. This dude is a straight up Gotham villain who, when in acting class, was told yelling equals better. This movie is trying so hard to get under your skin to the point where it doesn't even break the surface. The first time I watched this, I was like, okay, maybe the ending scene was a little bit creepy, but everything else before that was a huge waste of my time. And the second time through it, I could barely stay awake. This movie, I do not recommend. I do not think it is a good movie. I do not think it is a scary movie. And I'm usually not negative on this channel. I usually try to see the positive side of every single movie that I watch, but this movie really just, I hate it. I hated it. And it's kind of crazy for me to say that because I really don't hate a lot of things, and I did not enjoy this movie at all. But if you did enjoy this movie and you did find it scary, power to you. Unfortunately, this one is a dud in my opinion. Let's see what else you guys have got cooked up for me, all right? Let's see what's in the oven. Let's get to the next movie. Okay, so now we will be discussing Skinamastink. This is probably one of the more polarizing horror movies that have come out in recent times. And as I was watching this, I completely understand it. I can see how this could be perfect for one person and absolutely horrible to another. So the synopsis of Skinamastink is 2 children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished. This movie was directed by Kyle Edward Ball on a budget of $15,000. And it's kind of hard to discuss the story of this movie because there isn't a streamlined one. You really have to dig into it and break things apart just to figure out what really is going on. And I feel like that's where I got the bulk of my enjoyment of this film, was just reading everything about this. There is so much to it. And I will give it to you guys. I do think Skinamastink is scary, but under a certain circumstance. I feel like you need to watch this movie at nighttime, lights out, like every single other horror movie, but this one specifically. This is one of the first films that I've ever seen that has really perfectly shown what a nightmare looks like. If you're in a room with no sound, no distraction, you're watching this movie, it almost feels like you're literally in a nightmare. The random dialogue that comes up is super creepy, the sound design is amazing, and this movie is really like a trance experience. You're just stuck in this world. But I think that's where my positives with this film really end. If this movie was a short, I guarantee I would be raving about it to you right now. But I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know how they got this to 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I'm also gonna be honest by saying, I don't know how anybody watched this for 1 hour and 40 minutes and didn't get bored at least once. Now, my attention span is actually pretty good. I can watch a 4-hour movie, I can watch a 3-hour movie, it doesn't matter. But this movie is so long and there isn't enough substance in this film to keep me engaged for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Cut off 1 hour, make it 40 minutes, it's a banger, it really is. But if you look over the internet, some people actually justify the runtime of this film, so I'm just giving my opinion and other people give theirs. I think it needed to be shorter. But some people really did enjoy the fact that it was 1 hour and 40 minutes. But after watching this movie, it definitely was hard to sleep. It kind of puts you back in time when you were a child having these terrifying nightmares of your empty house. And it kind of keeps you locked in there afterwards, especially if you watch it right before you go to bed. I think it's an awesome movie. I love that it steps out of the boundaries of the horror norm. It's crazy that it was made on a budget of $15K and it made around $2.1 million in the box office. Good on him, seriously. It almost kind of gives me Blair Witch vibes with the budget and how much it made. And it's honestly super impressive that he was able to step out of the box and make something like this and get such a return on it. Not only that, it also did have some pretty good critical acclaim, which is awesome. I think every movie should succeed if you're passionate about it. But I'm not entirely sure if I would recommend that you watch it. Definitely check it out. Maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't. But don't come back here saying, why did you make me watch Skinamastink? That movie was so boring. No, I'm telling you that you probably shouldn't. Because honestly, I don't think a lot of people are going to vibe with this film. But hey, if it sounds like something you'll enjoy, definitely check it out. Because it is scary, and it is different. So if you're looking for those two things, sure, go ahead. So you know what? I'm going to give it to you guys. You are 1 for 3 now, before you were 0. Let's see if you can get 2 for 3. Let's get a positive score. Let's move on to the next film. Alright, so to finish this video off, your final recommendation that I was able to gather was the movie Caveat. I would honestly say that I had pretty high expectations going into this movie just because of the cover. This cover alone is super unnerving and creepy, and honestly, after watching this movie, I kind of want that doll. I wonder if they sell it anywhere. I just want to say really fast that this segment will contain spoilers. It's the only way to convey to you what I experienced while watching this film, but I will give you my spoiler-free rundown real fast. Definitely go into this film blind. Don't look up anything about it. Just know that it is a movie about a man babysitting a woman, and it is creepy. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything more, anything less. That's it. So my spoiler-free review is that I really, really enjoyed this film. And at a certain point, I did actually find the movie scary. Okay, you guys went 2 for 3. Pat yourself on the backs, whatever. You may have won this battle, but next video, you guys, I know you're going to drop the ball at some point. You're going to go 0 for 3, all right? Overall, I recommend the film. I think you should watch it. It's not only just a scary movie, in my opinion. I will get to that in a little bit as to why I find it scary, but I do think it is an amazing film overall. The director, Damian McCarthy, it really put me in his lane, and I can't wait to check out his other film, which is called Oddity. I've only seen great things about it, and I will be watching it soon, and I'm super excited. I just want to thank you guys for actually recommending an amazing horror film. It is truly great. I really did enjoy this movie. It was so entertaining. It's dark and disturbing. It builds tension with its amazing cinematography and its dilapidated environments. The environments in this film really made me think of Silent Hill and also reminded me of another film that I covered, which is Possum. But I think it did drag at a certain point, which I will talk about more in the spoilers, but it makes up for it tenfold with the sequence that comes right after it. Almost like I don't even care that that little part happened. And I will be discussing the problems I had with the film and why I found it scary in the spoiler part. So we're going to be starting that in 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. So in order to tell you why this movie was so scary, we got to get into the ending of the film. I would say for the first hour of the film, I was unnerved. It was a little bit creepy, but scary, no. I was sitting there, you guys didn't do it. You suggested another horror film that I didn't find scary. Good going. But what I didn't know is that this whole entire movie was building up to the creepiest fucking ending I've ever seen. Let me just show you the scene that literally I can't stop thinking about. Here you go. So these scenes with the dead mom literally changed my whole entire perspective on the horror of this film, and it scared me to my core. It is terrifying. The scene where he's trying to cut out the drywall to escape and he keeps looking over at the mom and she's like moving her head ever so slightly. The tension in that scene is better than some whole entire horror films. A lot of people were saying that the puppet was really scary. I do think it is a little bit unnerving, kind of creepy. But I didn't find that part of the film scary at all. And I think the story of the film is very interesting. And at some points it does kind of expedition dump just a little bit. It kind of lingers on some things that you kind of already understand or picked up on. But I honestly didn't really have a huge problem with that while watching this movie. I think the horror was smart. The decisions, some of them were a little suspect. Like, bro, the moment that dude pulled out a fucking leash, a body leash, I'm out. I'm swimming across that. I know he couldn't swim, but I'm going to learn real fast. I'm shooting across that lake. There is nothing funny about this film. There is nothing fun. It is horrifying all the way through. It is so disturbing. It is so dreary. If you're looking to have a bad time, but also a good time, definitely check this movie out. So yeah, you guys went 2 for 3. Thank you so much for your suggestions. I honestly had such a blast watching all of these films, except for Poopy Tapes. Fuck that movie. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for sticking with me with these videos. I've had a pretty rough week this week, so that's why it took so long for these to come out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, great night, and goodbye.